What is up, my soldiers? Now guys, do you hate your boss? Seriously, I'm asking you this question. Do you hate your boss? I know you hate your boss. I hate your boss, and they're not even my boss, but because they're a boss, I hate them too. I chose to be my own boss. I'm gonna show you how to do that in today's video, guys. We're gonna be talking about owner financing and how to change your life and fire that boss and become your own personal bank and create massive cash flow and change your life. Now, even if you like your boss, they still got to go because you need your own financial freedom. Now, what we're gonna be doing on the board behind me, guys, is we're gonna be breaking down a very powerful math example, step by step, the same house with 3 different financing options, different interest rates, different amounts that you're gonna sell the property for, but you're gonna see massive profits being created with just the manipulation of interest rates, and it's gonna blow your mind, guys. I swear, this is gonna be an interesting video for you guys. If you don't understand owner financing, you're gonna wanna know more about it after this video. Now, before we dig in, if you hate your boss, there's a little button down there. It looks like a thumbs up, right? Imagine that's your boss and I want you to, that finger, right? That little thumb, knock it out. Okay, cool, let's move on. This first property, we're going to pretend that we bought this property from the bank on a bank finance loan. We're going to be buying the property for $100,000, the financed amount. Don't think about closing costs and don't think about down payments, guys. Let's just look at the finance part being $100,000. We're gonna get it at a 30-year loan, 4.25%, and I'm gonna go over the P&I payment. That's your principal and interest payment. That's your payment that you owe the bank. Then we're gonna look at the total loan. Once we do this, I'm gonna show you how powerful it is to sell that same house for $100,000 or to finance $100,000 for your back-end buyer, throwing out down payments and closing costs, guys. It's gonna make it too confusing here. But you're gonna have 100 finance to your back-end buyer. You're going to owner finance, be your own bank, sell that property to an owner occupant to live in at $100,000, 30-year loan, but the only change, everything else is constant, every variable is constant, but we're going to now do it at 9.75%. Now, there's a lot of great borrowers out there, guys, really great families, really good people. Sometimes life hits, and it hits hard. They could have had a divorce. They could have come down with a major health issue. They could have had some random thing happen in a current business. They had great credit for years. One bad life incident, boom, they hit the bottom. They're still a great borrower. They have the cash. They have the track record to make the payments. But the bank looks at people as a statistic. They look at you through a computer screen. As an owner finance investor who's seller financing their house, you can look at that person buying the house from you as a human being and actually see if this is someone that you want to buy the house from you. And you can help a family out become a homeowner. So let's look at these two real quick. When you borrow from the bank, $100,000, 30-year, 4.25%, you're gonna turn around and sell it for the same price, $100,000, 9.75%, 30-year loan. Let's look at what this does for you. I think it's gonna shock you guys. Bear with me here, okay? So when you buy this house, you're going to have, can't even get my pen open, a P&I payment of $491.74. That's gonna be your payment to the bank that you're gonna owe the bank. Now this $100,000 over 30 years is gonna equate out to a total payment stream of $177,098. So after 30 years, you're gonna pay about $77,000 plus a little bit more on top in interest to the bank. Not a bad deal if you become a homeowner and now have a free and clear house. Now look at what happens when you turn around and wrap mortgage and owner finance this to an owner occupant buyer of your choice. You're gonna sell it, $100,000, same price that you got it at, 30 years, same term, different interest rate. And this is why you need to understand yields, percentages, amortization calculators, because this is what's gonna make you wealthy. Your P&I payment, guys, is going to jump all the way up to $859.18, okay? Now guess what? Look at what's gonna happen to the total loan amount. It's gonna go from $177,000 all the way up to $309,296 on top of that. Now, a lot of you are gonna say, well, why would someone pay 9.75%? Because they're renting and they wanna become a homeowner and they wanna build equity in property and the banks won't work with them. Also, they have in their mind that they're going to buy the house at a high interest rate, work with a credit repair company, do the right practices over the next year or two, and go back and do a refinancing of the property into a lower interest rate like this one, or they can do something else with the property like sell it if they can't make the payments. Hopefully you don't have to take it back, but if you do, that is why we're gonna do the last example right here, why you need a little equity position in it. But let's not jump too far ahead. Look at the difference between what you're gonna make here, guys. So if you sold it at 9 3/4 and you owe 4 1/4, you're bringing in 859.18, but you only owe 491.74. So that's going to equate to $367.41 positive monthly cash flow. That's what's going in your pocket. Would 10 of those make your day? I think it would. It'd make your boss a little bit scared too. Once they see those properties start stacking up, they know they're gonna have to replace an employee soon. Now, what about the difference between total loan amount? This is your profit over 30 years. 309 minus 177, you have $132,198. That right there is a 6-figure profit on one property that you sold at the same price that you got it at. Now, that is risky because if you have to take the property back, you have to make this payment. There's no equity in the house. Let's say the house starts dropping in value because the market turns. You don't want to do this, guys. I'm just impressing upon you how powerful this is, but also you may be caught in a property that you can't do anything with, and this may be your only option is to owner finance your way out of it, which a lot of people do. Now, what you should be doing is selling the property at a premium to what you have into it. Let's jack it up $25,000. So let's say you owe the bank $100,000, but you're gonna turn around and sell the property at $125,000, 30 years, 9 3/4% loan. Now, even if we just did 4 1/4% loan with 125, massive spread between, a lot of money being made, big cash flow, long-term payment stream. But we're gonna do it at a higher interest rate because that's pretty typical for what a lot of people are getting in most markets for an owner finance income stream. Look at what it's gonna turn your PI payment into, guys. This is shocking here real quick. So look what this is gonna do. You are now gonna be bringing in $1,073.94. That's your P&I payment. That is what your owner occupant buyer, the individual you sold the house to, is going to be paying you every single month. But you only owe $491.74. I hope not thousand. So look at the spread on this. This is going to create you, the investor, $582.20 of positive monthly cash flow. Now, all you landlords out there, how many of you guys are making more than $500 a month? Net, true net, don't lie to yourself, don't lie to us, don't lie to the world. True net, $500 cash flow per property. I bet most of you are not saying yes right now. Most of you guys are making between $150 and $350 net. Some markets are better cash flow markets. But on top of this, guys, what you're gonna do when you own or finance your rental properties is you're reducing your time and stress in the deal long time, as well as foregoing a lot of future liabilities as far as repairs go that you'd be on the hook for. When you're a landlord, yes, you build equity in the property, you have tax write-offs, but you also have to keep up on the maintenance. HVAC goes out, it's your fault. When you own or finance, it's the owner of the property's fault. When you're renting a property, you're the owner of the property. Foundation, plumbing goes out, electrical goes out, major issues. Who do you want to be the one on the hook for these liabilities? If you're the owner, whether you're buying it on owner finance or you own the property and you bought it from a bank, you're the one that's on the hook for the long-term repairs. So, just pointing out, more cash flow, less time because you're not dealing with tenants, toys, and termites, and it's a lot better process, and you see why people step up the evolutional ladder from renters or landlords who rent their properties to owner finance investors who owner finance the property and become the bank. Now, this is the one that's gonna blow your mind. Look at how much money you're gonna make over 30 years off one property with just a small little $25,000 increase in position on what you sold it for. This is gonna equate out to, over 30 years, $386,619. That's a lot of money. Think about that. 386,177. 386,177. This is a $100,000 property sold at 4 1/4% finance loan. Just adding $25,000 on top and juicing up the interest rate a little bit, it is over doubled the return on that property over 30 years. Think about that. Now the actual spread between 386 and 177 is going to be $209,000 plus 521 to make it just a little bit sweeter. The banks are big buildings in every major city because they understand financing guides. I know it's not sexy, it's not attractive to learn interest rates and yields and amortization calculators, but what is sexy is when you're driving a Lamborghini down Rodeo Drive because you learned how to do this. Or you can sell the house you're in and get a bigger house, or you can take your kids and remove them from a bad situation and put them in a good situation, guys. I hate your freaking boss. I know you hate your boss. If you want to get rid of your boss and you thought this is going to help you, subscribe to the channel, guys. I'd appreciate it. Hit the like button. It's going to help the channel grow. And if you haven't done so, guys, when you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well. When I post these future videos out on how to fire your boss, you'll be notified immediately, and you can get on that track to changing your life quicker. I'll see you when I see you. Guys, have a good night.